we're right in the thick of 100 Days of Halloween, so...
He did the Monster Mash.
The Monster Mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
He did the mash.
Oh my goodness, look at the time. I'm going to be late. Oh, I'd better step on it.
Hello spooky friends, this is Rachel with Vandals Folk Art, and today we are going to be finishing up our pumpkin Sentinel. In the first video of this, now it's going to be a 3-part series, we made the base. So if you haven't watched that yet, go ahead and jump on back over there and take a look. I also made a mini tutorial on how to make paper pulp for the paper mache clay. So if you want to use my recipe, go ahead and jump on back and take a moment to make the paper pulp before you move on to this step in the process. In this video, we're gonna be making paper mache clay. Paper mache clay that I make for this process is a lot smoother than most typical paper mache clay. Everything that I use, I purchased at the dollar store, or it was something that I already had around the house. I know Halloween does get expensive. I wanted to make all of these projects like low budget projects where you get a really nice effect but not have to spend a whole lot of money to get there. Okay, most people that make outdoor decorations, they use a Titebond wood glue because it's waterproof and it's super durable. The particular prop that I'm making, because I'm trying to keep it budget friendly, I'm not going to be using Titebond, but keep that in mind if you wanted to make a prop that will weather well. Instead of using regular Elmer's glue or PVA glue, you can go ahead and use Titebond if you want to have something that'll weather well outside that you don't have to bring in every time it rains. In this video, we're gonna be going over the clay making process and then putting the initial coat on our pumpkin Sentinel. The next video that I'm gonna do is gonna be the sculpting process and also how I attach the head to the armature so that you can add your pumpkin Sentinel to your haunt. Now, this particular project I'm doing in a smaller form, but you can always scale it up. For someone who's like a novice, it's a lot easier to do something small and manageable than to try to create some like ginormous beast Sentinel that's gonna take you a lot of time, and if you're not really comfortable with the process, you may get discouraged and not want to go back to trying sculpting with paper mache clay again. So I don't want anybody to get discouraged. So if you have any questions on the process, or you need some extra guidance, or if there's a video that I need to film for y'all, just let me know, because I'm more than willing to take the time out of my day to make videos to help you guys out, because I absolutely love that. I'm doing this for you guys. I just want to let you guys know that this is for you. This is like my little way of giving back. I did do a lot of soul searching, and I spent a lot of time trying to think of ways that I could give back to my followers. A lot of you guys are crafters and artists, and you know, I think that everybody has their own style of creating art, so there are no trade secrets. And when you squirrel your processes away, you're actually like holding down people. You're keeping people back from reaching their full potential. You're making it hard for artists to be able to express themselves in a medium. I don't know. I just want to give back, y'all. Like, honestly, like that's what this is all about. I thank you so much for watching, and I hope y'all enjoy this tutorial. I had a whole lot of fun doing it for you guys, and if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. If you want to see more of this type of content, please feel free to subscribe. And I can't wait to get started on this little pumpkin Sentinel guy. Okay, it's time to make the clay. The first step in the process is to go ahead and add your paper pulp. You're going to add 1.5 cups to 2 cups of paper pulp, and then to that you're going to add 1.5 cups of cornstarch. You're going to blend it up. And then we're going to go ahead and add our 2 6-ounce containers of spackling compound. You can find this at the Dollar Tree. I think they have it in like the hardware section. Once you add all of that joint compound, you're going to go ahead and give that a really good blend. I like to add all the drier ingredients first and get them well blended before I start adding the more wet ingredients. Now that we've got that blended, we're going to go ahead and add our 3 tablespoons of mineral oil. And then we're going to give that a blend. And after we've blended that up, we're going to go ahead and add our 8 ounces of glue. They sell these big containers at the Dollar Tree, or you can use 2 of the smaller bottles of Elmer School glue. You're going to want to add the entire container and then give it a good blend. I find that making my clay in this way produces a very smooth clay that spreads very easily and gives you a super smooth and durable finish that doesn't require a whole lot of sanding. Now, like I was saying earlier, if you were wanting to make this for an outdoor project, you might want to look into using some Type Bond instead of the Elmer's glue. Let's go ahead and get started with covering the surface of our project. You're going to want to coat the entire surface with a 1/4 inch of the paper clay. You're going to actually cover the entire surface. Just don't cover the stem or the toilet paper roll that's on the bottom. I'll show you what we're going to be doing with that when we move on to the next video. As you're working and spreading the clay down, you'll find that it's going to start to get slightly tacky. Go ahead and dip the tips of your fingertips into a little bit of water, and this will help you in smoothing down the surface and removing any of the texture details that are on the outside. And then once you get finished covering the entire surface, go ahead and moisten your whole hand and then just give it a light rub over the entire surface. And if you want, you can use a sculpting tool to kind of smooth down in each one of those crevices. This is what it's going to look like once you get it all finished. It's going to take about 2 days for it to dry, so go ahead and just set it aside either in the sunlight or in front of a fan to dry. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next